Welcome back to the channel, aviators. Today we'll be making another trip to Hemet-Ryan, though this time we'll be departing the Bravo shelf of San Diego to the east. So I like to call this the east route. So since we've covered this trip before, looking at performance and weight and balance, we're not going to worry too much about those aspects. You can review other videos to look for the discussion of how much fuel we might need for this trip, but if we top off, we will have more than enough fuel to make this trip there and back in a Cessna 172. When we depart Montgomery Gibbs, we're going to be mindful of the airspace and the Bravo shelf. We're going to depart leaving at around 3,500, exiting Montgomery's airspace vertically. We're going to make sure to stay below 4,800 so we don't cross into the Bravo of San Diego. And at 3,500 we'll be just fine to pass over Gillespie and Cowles Mountain. When we're outside of Gillespie's airspace laterally, we're going to look for Lake Jennings. When we see Lake Jennings, we're going to stay at 3,500 and fly right between this valley here so we can see Verona Casino. From there, we're going to aim towards Ramona, though we're going to leave this Bravo shelf, climb to about 4,500, so then we can cross directly over Ramona's airspace that's at 3,800, while we're simultaneously staying below this Bravo shelf, which starts at 4,800. So after we cross over Ramona and outside of this Bravo shelf, we're going to be able to climb to our discretion. For this trip, we're going to fly to about 6,500, which is going to keep us far away from any obstructions that we might encounter on this trip. And we're going to fly northwest past Palomar Observatory up into Temecula, where we'll see French Valley Airport, and then we'll see these two reservoirs, Skinner Reservoir and Diamond Valley Lake, where we'll contact Hemet-Ryan Airport in for a full stop landing. Alright, with that out of the way, let's go ahead and hop in the plane. So pre-flight inspections complete, seatbelt, shoulder harness are good, carb heat is off, fuel selector valve is on both, throttle we're going to go 1/8, master switch coming on, circuit breakers all look good, nothing popped out. Alright, beacons coming on, mixture is going to go full rich. Go ahead and prime the plane a couple times, be all outside, clear prop on the brakes, magnetos, going over to start, then back to both. Alright, we'll get our throttle set to around 800. Oil pressure is coming alive, oil temps waking up, those will be in the green in a second. Our flaps are retracted, visually we can see they are up, our ammeter is positive, and now our mixture will lean for taxi. Right about there. Alright, avionics switch is coming on. We're going to be VFR today. This is a short trip, so we're not even going to bother get flight following. We will squawk 1200. Okay, our Garmin's are waking up. We'll go ahead and click enter. Our flight plan looks good. We can see we're parked over here at the ramp at Montgomery. If we zoom all the way out, we can see we're going over here to Hemet. So this screen, I like to leave on this mode so I can see my direct course, my ground track, my distance to the next waypoint, your estimated time en route, and your ground speed. Alright, well, taxi lights are coming on, nav lights coming on, and strobe lights are coming on. We'll go ahead and get our radios set. All we're going to need for today is Montgomery ground and tower for right now. So we can go ahead and get that set up on COM 1. So ground is going to be the 118.225. So we have ground on the radio. And then, so we're going to probably depart using 125.7 from Montgomery Tower. So we'll have that on standby. And we'll go ahead and pick up our ATIS. We'll use COM 2 for that. So COM 2 ATIS is going to be 126.9. COM 2's down here. We'll throw it up to the top. And since it's COM 2's, we need to listen to it by clicking COM 2's right here.
San Diego Montgomery Field, ATIS information Romeo, 2153 Zulu, wind 230 at 10,
230
visibility 10, 1,200 scattered, ceiling 2,200 broken, 5,000 broken, temperature 16, dew point 13, altimeter 3006, arriving runway 28 right, departing runways 28 right, 28 left,
6.
ILS runway 28 right approach in use. Read back all runway assignments and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact. You have information Romeo.
Alright, we have information Romeo. The wind's at 230 and we have our altimeter set. We can go ahead and put Hemet's AWOS in. Alright, so we have Hemet-Ryan's AWOS on COMS 2, so when we want to listen to it, we'll have it ready. So we're going to be flying GPS today. So let's go ahead and just make sure we are on GPS mode. So this is going to allow us to follow our heading set by our flight plan. And so we see GPS here, so we should be good. It is good practice to go ahead and have a secondary form of navigation ready. So we're going to go ahead and put the Homeland VOR into our Garmin 530 just to have it ready. So to do that, we're going to have nav 1. So this nav 1 mode right here, we're going to go ahead and put in the VOR frequency of 112.05. 112.05. Swap that up top. So if we need that VOR, we have it tuned up. We can go ahead and tune to it and try to figure out what radial we're on to get there. You can see our Garmin is reading that from our VOR Hotel Delta Foxtrot. Currently we are on the 167 radial, which checks out because we are southbound of the field. Alright, so back to our checklist. Our altimeter is set. Full disclosure, we're actually using custom weather today, so we're going to set that to the real altimeter setting. Now this reflects field elevation, so this makes a lot more sense. Also, the wind in the game right now is 270 at 10 knots, gusting 10, so we'll keep that in mind for our crossing corrections. So we are over here right now at Kilo, so we can go ahead and taxi over to Golf, where we'll need to talk to ground. So let's go ahead and taxi on over there. So just to orient ourselves with this airport, as mentioned, we are parked over here off of Kilo, so this is going to be Kilo right here. The major runways are here. We can see the windsocks over here. The tower's right on the other side of the field. The major runways 28 right and 28 left are right here. Runway 5 and 23 that are hardly used are right here. So we're going to taxi Kilo to Golf and then expect instructions for Hotel, which runs parallel to the runways. So let's go ahead and contact ground. Montgomery ground, Cessna 733 Delta Kilo, holding short at Kilo with Romeo, requesting departure to the east.
November 733 Delta Kilo, Montgomery ground, runway 28 right, taxi via Golf Hotel Alpha.
28 right, taxi via Golf Hotel Alpha. We were already cleared to taxi, so we'll go ahead and taxi.
Okay, no, Burbank Tower, November 744 Bravo Alpha, clear of runway 08 at Delta 2 for parking at Atlantic.
November 744 Bravo Alpha, taxi via Delta to Atlantic, cross runway 33 at Delta.
Taxi via Delta, cross runway 33 at Delta 744 Bravo Alpha.
Silver ground, exit 569 at signature, ready for taxi.
We have a crosswind today, so on taxi we're going to want to hold our controls into the wind, and it's a tailwind, so we're going to dive away from the wind. So we have our right aileron up and we have our elevator down, so this is exposing the top faces to the wind.
November 645 Alpha Delta, John Wayne ground, runway 20 right at Kilo, taxi via Alpha Hotel Charlie Kilo, hold short, runway 20 left. Victor 27 Orcutt intersection, Oscar Romeo Charlie Uniform Tango direct. Climb and maintain 3000, expect 6000 in 10 minutes. Departure frequency 125, or correction, departure frequency 120.55, squawk 1540.
Okay. 173 Sierra Papa cleared for Santa Maria Hotel. Maintain runway heading to Gaviota, GVO 3000.
Alright, now we're down here in the run-up area. We're going to take as much room
12055 1540.
as close to the runway as possible.
November 3 Sierra Papa, verify runway heading, radar
Straighten
vectors,
up,
Gaviota
so they don't hit anybody
VOR,
with their prop wash.
Vector 27, Orcutt intersection, Oscar Romeo Charlie Uniform Tango, direct.
Run-up checklist. Fuel selector is on both. Let's do the box. Rudders. Flight controls are free and correct. Flight instruments, airspeed is 0, wings are flat and level, our altitude is set, our wings are, turn coordinator is centered, our heading indicator agrees with our compass, our vertical airspeed indicator is 0, our elevator, our trim is set for takeoff. Alright, let's do the run up, so we'll go up to 1700 RPM, alright, we'll go mixture full rich, we'll throttle up to 1700 for our run up, on the brakes, alright, 1700, alright, temperature is good, oil pressure is in the green, our vacuum's in the green, let's go ahead and check our carb, good drop, check our left mag, drop of 1000, back to both, to right mag, good drop to 1000, both within 50, and our ammeter is in the green, so we're all good. Throttle back to 800, do another carb heat drop, make sure the airplane doesn't die on, the engine doesn't die on idle, didn't die, good, okay, we'll lean back for taxi, about 800, finish our checklist. Alright, engine gauges are in the green, throttle 800, mixture lean is lean for taxi, our comm radios are set, our doors and windows are latched, takeoff brief is complete, note the time, strobe lights on, and we'll go ahead and turn our landing lights on for takeoff. Go ahead and switch over to tower, 125.7. Montgomery Tower, Cessna 733 Delta Kilo, holding short of runway 28 right, ready for departure to the east.
November 733 Delta Kilo, Montgomery Tower. Make a right, downwind departure, runway 28 right, cleared for takeoff with 230 at 10.
Right downwind departure, runway 28 right, clear for takeoff, 3 Delta Kilo. Our runway items, we want to go ahead and make sure we are mixture full rich, our landing lights are on, strobe lights are on, and we are good for departure. Come up to the runway here, check final, clear on final. Go ahead and turn crosswind. Alright, when this is up to the left of us, we'll know that we're 90 degrees, so we're almost done turning crosswind. Take a peek, see the runway. We'll go ahead and turn our downwind. We don't want to cross this road here. Past this road is Miramar's airspace, and we don't have clearance there. So now our heading bug is directly behind us, so we know we're parallel with the runways. We're going to keep on climbing to 3,500. We'll climb at about 500 feet a minute. So in this space, as long as we're below 4,800, we're out of the Bravo, so we'll be just fine at 3,500. Alright, so we've intercepted our flight plan, so we're going to follow the magenta line. We're going to go fly right over Gillespie. Their airspace is up to 2,800 feet, so as long as we're at 3,500 feet, we're clear. So we're already clear of their airspace. Oh, correction. Their airspace is actually up to 2,400 feet, so we are all good. So we're going to stay below 4,800, and we're going to stay over 2,400. We can see just off our nose is COWLES Mountain, so that's a visual landmark that we are using to navigate towards. We're going to fly directly over COWLES Mountain, and then just past COWLES Mountain where this light's shining down is going to be Gillespie, and that's the airfield we're going to fly directly over. See, our desired track and our track are agreeing with each other. We're going pretty quick, going 130 knots. We can go ahead and back off. Our power setting's pretty high. Alright, so we're configured for cruise flight. We'll also flip off our landing lights. Alright, set up for cruise. We can go ahead and get the ATIS at Ramona queued up so we can check the weather over there. So I'm going to do that on comms 2. So Ramona's ATIS is 132.025. 132. 025. Switch over.
2.11.
They're on active. Lecom 2.
3004. Arriving and departing runway 27. Arnap Bravo approach in use.
3004.
Read back all runway assignments and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact you have information Romeo.
Romeo, it still is. Alright. So we just passed Gillespie. So we're flying over. So we just overflew Gillespie Airfield. And now we're aiming for Lake Jennings. Lake Jennings is going to be this lake right in front of us. That's going to tell us that we're clear of this Bravo shelf. When we turn this northward heading, we're going to have to stay below 3,800. We can see that right here. The other thing we want to make sure we keep in mind is that we stay to the right of the San Vicente Island. It's going to be this lake that's right over here. On the left of San Vicente Island are some of these other Bravo shelves that step up through here, and we don't want to bust their airspace. So as long as we stay to the right of it, we'll know we're in this shelf that goes up to 3,800. So once again, just below us is Lake Jennings. So what we're going to do is we're going to shoot to aim for this valley to fly through, and just on the other side of this valley is Burano Casino, and that's going to be another visual landmark we're going to use. What we should see is a really big parking lot. Just to our left, we can see this is the San Vicente Island that we were wanting to keep to the right of. Just to our left, we can see is the San Vicente Island, which we want to stay just to the right of. So we are all good there. It's kind of an island in the middle of this little lake right here. Okay, just off our nose to our 2 o'clock, we can see is Burano Casino. There's going to be a pretty big parking lot here and a building, and that's the casino that we're looking for. Now once we pass this casino, we can see we're still at 3,500. We're going to want to avoid the Ramona airspace, which goes up to 3,800. So right as we pass this Bravo shelf here, we're going to go ahead and start climbing to around 4,500. So we go ahead and So to do that, we're going to cut off course a little bit and go to the right. So until we clear this shelf, So until we clear this shelf right here, we got to stay below 3,800.
707 Alpha.
November 707 Alpha Delta, San Luis Tower, make straight out departure, wind 280 at 13, runway 29 are cleared for takeoff.
29 are cleared for takeoff, Bonanza 707 Alpha.
Alright. We're clear now, so we're going to go ahead and go full power.
Santa Barbara ground Cessna 173 Sierra Papa at signature, ready for taxi.
So yeah, we're just clear of this shelf. So we'll climb up to 4,500.
November 173 Sierra Papa, Santa Barbara ground, runway 25, taxi via Juliet.
25 taxi.
Okay, we're over 3,800, so we can fly above Ramona's airspace now. You can see Ramona's airspace starts by this dotted line right here on the Garmin 430. And we're just
also tell the
heading back over to get to our
you're well off the localizer.
desired course.
Where are you going, sir?
Engine to line.
On the GPS I'm on track actually, but on Foreflight I'm actually off track, so let me figure out what's going on, I'll call you back.
Okay, because you appear to be about 2.5 miles north of the localizer. November
So you can see just in front of us is Ramona's airfield. So we're going to fly over their airfield, over their airspace, and continue on our route. Right now we're 4,500 and we're just flying to re-intercept our course, and then we'll follow that as planned. Go ahead and throttle back for cruise flight. 2,300 RPM. Alright. And once we pass Ramona, we'll know that we are able to continue our climb to 6,500.
November 713 Mike Papa, your destination is Ramona, Romeo, November Mike.
Alright, now that we're flying directly over Ramona, we know that we're going to be clear of the Bravo shelf, so we're going to go ahead and go full throttle and continue our cruising climb to 6,500 because we are on a slightly westward heading. Alright, now that we've arrived at 6,500, we can go ahead and set up for cruise flight. So go ahead and power back to around 2,300. And then we want to go ahead and lean for cruise. So we're going to lean until we see a slight RPM drop or we hear some engine roughness. Slowly back it out. We don't want to kill the engine. Should be right about here. There it goes. Alright. Push it in just a little bit so we're slightly rich at peak. Alright, that'll do it. Then we'll go ahead and make sure our heading indicator and our compass agree. They do, so we are all good. Cruise flight checklist complete. So just off our nose now is the town of Temecula. So this is the 15, then it dumps right down into Temecula, so it's always really easy to find. If you're lost, you can just follow the roads. So we can go ahead and do some maths. So we're out here at 6,500 feet, and our airport elevation is 1,500 feet, so our traffic pattern altitude is going to be around 2,500. So that means we're going to need to drop about 4,000 feet. So 4,000 feet, if we drop it at about 500 feet per minute, then that's going to take us 8 minutes. So let's go ahead and start our descent. And since we're descending, we'll go ahead and turn our carb heat on. We'll reduce our power. It's around 1,800, so you don't want to go too fast. And since we're descending, we're going to go ahead and increase our mixture.
November 2 for Romeo, contact SoCal departure.
Good, just slightly over 500 feet per minute, so we'll sit with that. All right, in Temecula, there's the airport, Foxtrot 70 or French Valley. We can see that's right here.
November 4424 Romeo, contact departure.
Just north of that, we're going to have March Air Base. We're going to make sure we stay out of their airspace. And some of the visual landmarks we're looking for is we'll see Vale Lake,
John Wayne,
which is the tiny one. Oh, sorry, that's it's the Skinner Reservoir Lake. And then on the other side is Dimond Valley Lake, which is the much larger reservoir kind of lake. And just on the other side of the larger one, the Dimond Valley Lake, is going to be Hemet, where we are going to be landing. So those are some visual landmarks we want to keep in mind. Let's go ahead, and we have Hemet-Ryan's AWOS queued up, so let's go ahead and get their weather. So as a reminder that it was on the 118.375 on this lower comm, so we'll go ahead and switch that to the active frequency, and then we'll listen to the comms. Doesn't sound like we quite have it yet. In fact, it might not be available in the game, so we'll just pretend we got it. This is a pilot-controlled airport. And we'll go ahead and on comm 1s get the tower set up, and then we'll get the ground set up after that. So for their tower, it's going to be 123.0, and that's also going to be their ground, so we'll be alright with that. Alright, so we can see that the winds are favoring runway 22, so we're going to enter a left downwind for runway 22. We're going to enter that at a 45, and we will make our landing. And as we can see, we're passing the Lake Skinner right now, and just in front of it is Dimond Valley.
Dallas 46 French Valley Airport's near 12 o'clock, 5 miles.
Airport in sight, Jaws 46.
Jaws 46, Roger, radar service terminates, squawk VFR, change your advisory frequency approved.
Squawk VFR, frequency change approved, Jaws 46.
We can even make a cross country up to Big Bear if you want.
Hell yeah, that would be awesome.
I've been there before. This weather, actually, like this weather right now would be perfect to go to Big Bear. We get good performance, good climb. We can definitely get up to like 10,000 because we need to be at least at 10.5 in order to like go over the mountain and then down into the runway.
Cool. Nice.
But that would require like a little bit of a longer flight.
Juliet, squawk 0142.
We're already on Hemet's AWOS, so we'll get ready to speak to traffic when we get near. And as a reminder, when we're talking to a pilot-controlled airspace, we're first going to call out the airspace, so we're going to say Hemet-Ryan, then we're going to say who we are, November 733 Delta Kilo, and then we're going to announce, where we are and our intentions. And then finally, we're going to end the call with the airport's traffic. So we're coming on down. Our descent's going good. We have about another 1,000 feet to go. We're at 3,500. And as a reminder, their traffic pattern altitude is around 2,500. So we'll just hold off here for now. So we're going to be landing runway 22, so I'm going to go ahead and bug my heading for 22. 24, 23, or let's see, that's 21, 22, right about there. Alright. Hemet-Ryan, Cessna 733 Delta Kilo, 7 miles out to the southwest. We're going to be entering a left downwind for runway 22 for full stop, Hemet-Ryan. Alright, looking for the airfield. Alright, I believe I see it. Alright, we'll keep this nice shallow descent in, 500 feet per minute. We're about 3 nautical miles out. Oh, I see the runway now. Okay. By the time we get to their downwind, we should be right at their traffic pattern altitude. Hemet-Ryan traffic, Cessna 733 Delta Kilo, 2 miles, entering left downwind, runway 22, 2000 or 3000, Hemet-Ryan. It's nice. There's almost a road that runs parallel with the runway. Kind of shoot that for our downwind. Alright, we're just now at our traffic pattern altitude. Our carb heat is on because we've been descending. Go and give it a little bit of power so we maintain this altitude. We don't really want to descend yet. So we're on the downwind leg. Alright, if we look at our heading bug, since we're on downwind, we want our heading bug to be directly south of us, so we'll just line up to get parallel with the runway. See, the runway is about halfway up the strut, so we are a good distance. Alright. We're going to aim for the numbers and touch down on the 1,000 footers. So, let's see, we're already a little low. So, now we're beamed the numbers, so let's go ahead and power back. We'll go to 1,500. Already pretty slow. 8 knots, we'll do 10 degrees of flaps, flip our landing lights on. Mixture's full, rich carb, fuels on both. Alright. Start our base turn. Hemet traffic, Cessna 733 Delta Kilo, entering left base, runway 22, Hemet traffic. Alright, we're going to keep our vertical airspeed negative. We're looking for this 45 here. Our heading bug, there we go. Alright, we'll go ahead and turn our final. Hemet traffic, Cessna 733 Delta Kilo, turning final, runway 22, Hemet traffic.
Hemet traffic, ground and base, Bonanza, left base, 23 Hemet. And the block, Cessna.
They're trying to tell us we have no ADS.
Oh, that's what they're saying?
I think that's what they said.
Hemet traffic, Kilo 6 Center Echo Foxtrot is the south shore, or correction, north shore dam on a 45 for runway 23 Hemet. Ground base Bonanza, base final 23 Hemet, number 2.
Solid landing. Very nice. Alright, full back pressure.
Hemet traffic, Cherokee 695 Romeo Delta.
Head over the car, let's get to Delta quick.
Crosswind 23 Hemet traffic.
Go, 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 go. There's somebody on the plane.
Hemet-Ryan, Cessna 733 Delta Kilo is clear of the active Hemet-Ryan. Alright.